Hey everyone, it's Jenny. I'm back with another project share. So this is another Disney in September PHA 2020 challenge, or 2020 PHA challenge. So I finally got a chance to sit down and make more embellishments. So again, I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with it. So I've started using them on like packaging, but I haven't really decided if I'm going to do like traveler's notebook or album or whatever, but I'm still making the embellishments because I really want to make it. So anyway, so I started by just going through my dies, and some of them I immediately knew I wanted to make stuff with, and others I just kind of cut it and then I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So the first one was this Lollipop die. It actually came in a set with this other one I'm going to share with you, and I think it also has a star. And those three dies are from Elena Cuddle, or Elena Crafts on AliExpress. I tried to find that same die, the link for it, and I couldn't find it. So I'm not sure if it's still available or not, but I think the premise is you can make shakers with it, although there is no back piece. So it's kind of hard to make a shaker if you don't have like a back piece. Anyway, so let me just show you what I did. So I cut out, I think, 4 different types, and then you can kind of interchange them so that I could get like 4 different ones. So I used a mix of like metallic, so this is like a holographic, and then a glitter, and then I also used like plain cardstock, which is like the pink and blue, which is what I've been trying to use to coordinate with that, just like magic paper. And then in the middle, I used those resin Mickey heads that I found on AliExpress, and then I had a hard time finding a die that would be a good size for it. A lot of my bow dies are a lot bigger, so this is actually a Lawn Fawn die that comes in a set of 3, I think, bows, and so this is the smallest size bow, because the other one that I was using with the bow punch, they're a little bit smaller, so it doesn't quite look right on that bigger lollipop. So that's what that looks like, and they're not very stable, so as you can see, the glue is still drying. But first I taped it with Scotch tape, and then I decided, because it was kind of flimsy here, I decided to back it on acetate. So I just glued the whole lollipop onto acetate, and then I cut it out. So as you can tell, this is the last project that I worked on because the glue is still drying, but I'm hoping that that makes it a little bit more stable, and I'm gonna have to put it on something where you won't see the back because it's not as, nice. But anyway, so those are the lollipops, and then this is the other die that came in that same collection. I guess it's like a milkshake or something. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looked like, park food, like when you go to the Disney park. So I cut out like 2 in the metallics and 2 in the solids. But then as I was making it, I was having a really hard time trying to figure out like how to match the colors up. And so what I ended up doing was cutting the whipped cream part out in that iridescent paper that I bought from Amazon. And it's hard to tell because it looks, in some lighting it looks white, but then like right now it looks super pink, and so I feel like it, more than not, it looks pink, and so it kind of defeated the purpose of what I was trying to do. But since I had already cut them out, it didn't look good with the silver in the middle, so that's why I switched over to, and I was trying to get like a whipped cream look. But I don't know, it didn't really work, but it still kind of goes with the paper, so I just left it. And then this is the one lone blue that I wanted to do, because the outline was pink, so it looked funny with pink and pink. So I just made that change. And then these are Mickey heads that I punched from that same Mickey punch that I keep using. So really all you need is something like that to Disneyfy your die cuts, because other than that, I'm using mostly like solid cardstock. And then I punched out the Mickey like 4 times, in the same size, and then I just stacked it. I glued it together, and then I added on one of these glittered bows that I got from AliExpress. This background paper is actually the Just Like Magic collection. I finally cut into one of the pieces because I felt like it kind of looked like an ice cream, you know, like a McFlurry or a Blizzard. So I did use that, and I thought it kind of matched well. Again, it's not one solid piece on the back, so I had to scotch tape it. And then what I did was I had to like cut around this piece. So you can see I didn't do a good job here. I have to trim that off. But I just glued this frame piece onto this cardstock, and then I left a little lip here so that I could glue this part onto it, and then I taped it all together. So it's several steps in this process, but I think it'll work. So this one is the pink outline with the blue, and then again I used that same Just Like Magic cardstock, same Mickey head and a bow, and then same with these. So that is the Milkshake, I think, or Slurpee, or I don't know what you want to call it. And then, okay, so this one is like a total labor of love. If anyone gives you a Ferris wheel, like that's a lot of work. So I only made 4. I thought I would be ambitious, and like I was burning out like towards the end. Okay, so this is the cheat way, and this is the real way. So the real way is to cut these little what are they called? You know, where you sit on the Ferris wheel, and then you have to, it cuts this other really skinny strip layer, and then you add it to your little carol. But oh my god, that was killing me. Like, to cut all of these just took forever. On the die set, they only give you like 2 of these, so you can cut 2 at a time. So that, but you have to cut 8. And then I had already cut like the Ferris wheel and all these other things in different colors already. So I was like, oh my god, do I really want to put these little things on every single one of them? So anyway, after I kind of put it together, then I did add in one of those Mickey, it's kind of like this, right? But it's like I think it's on felt, and then it's covered in glitter. But I love how it came out. It's a lot of work to do it that way. So I did 2. This is the second one I did, because I was like, do I really want to do it? But I'm like, you know what, I'll just do it. So I did it on this one. And then these, I was like over it. So I just punched out using that same punch. And this is the smallest Mickey head, and I just punched it and I stuck it on the ends where those other cards are supposed to be. And I can get away with it because it's like a Disney theme one. But I think if you're gonna do like not a Disney theme, like a regular Ferris wheel, then you probably gotta go with this, right? Or hearts or something. And so it doesn't come with this Mickey head. Obviously, it would have just been like a circle. So, but I do love how it came out, and I'm happy, you know, with the results. So this is another project that I've been wanting to do. So I die cut, I mentioned this in the last video, I think, that I did. I wanted to die cut these pumpkins that I bought. These are the Lan Fan pumpkins, and it comes in 2 separate dies, where it cuts the outline frame and then one cuts the backing. And then they both had like the stump with the leaf and then these little coily things. One of them also had like the jack-o'-lantern face, so you can also use it for Halloween. But I wanted to just make it into a Cinderella Coach type of thing, so I did cut the same colors again. You know, and I ended up making only 3. I was gonna try to make more, but it wasn't kind of working out how I wanted it to do it. But after I put the pumpkin together and I had put all the shaker bits inside, so I just punched out a bunch of the Mickey heads, and then I just went in with different types of sequins. And I did use those Mickey pieces from the sprinkle set that I got from Tower Shop, which is Urban Gems. So I didn't want to put the whole thing, just those sprinkles. I just wanted to make my own mix. And then on the wheels, I did put the Mickey heads. So what I did to make it into the Cinderella carriage is after I made the shaker, then I mounted it on the carriage die that I had for so long. The one that I bought because I watched Betty, who is Scrap Passion 01. She made a shaker because it has a little hole here. And I was like all set to make the shaker, and then I just never made it. So I decided that I was going to use that die if it kills me, and I made it into the Cinderella Coach. Now what I can do is I can cut one more piece of the pumpkin and then hide this piece, which I probably will do. But I just wanted to show it to you so that you knew what I had used. So here's the pink version, and because it's a glitter background, I used the pink and blue Mickey heads along with some flower sequins and regular sequins. And then I just did the same thing where I attached it to the carriage. And then this one reminded me more of the Cinderella Coach because it's a lot of blue and silver. But I did add the pink in the middle and then on the hubcaps and at the top. So I finally was able to make those Cinderella Coaches. And then finally, these are the ones I really wanted to make. So Christian, who is Christian's Crafty Adventures here on YouTube and I think all over social media. She had made on one of her lives a boba tea Mickey head shaker. But she had made it with the black, red, and yellow theme. I think that's what she did. I can't remember if it had polka dots or not. But and I told her that I was thinking of doing the same thing. So I really wanted to make it using the colors that I've been working with, which is the pastel set. And so I finally was able to make that today. So I had die cut all of the pieces, again, in different types of cardstock. So I used that glitter paper that I really like, the Recollections one. And then because I didn't want it all silver, then I added the pink. And then I just added in a mix of the Mickey heads and regular sequins. And then I added in the bow. So this cover is actually just a round cover, but I just punched two 1-inch circles and I glued it to the back. So as you can see, this is the die. This is the Mama Elephant die that I used. And at first I wasn't going to use this because it die cuts out the face and everything. I didn't disconnect the face part of it. But I ended up figuring out a way to use it because when you cut out this frame here, this middle section pops out. And so what I did was I glued it onto here so that I could cover this face up and then I could still use it. So again, if I really wanted to, I could just cover this up again and then like cut it out and then it'll look more finished. But the reality is I probably will just glue it onto something, so I probably don't need to do that. But anyway, so that's what I ended up doing. But I really love this whole idea of making the cap a Mickey head, because I don't know if they do that now, but I remember when I was really young, I had a cup. It was like a plastic and it had like a handle like a mug, and it had like Mickey and Minnie or whatever. I think he was in a band costume, like he was the band leader, and I want to say Dumbo was on it too. But on the top of the cup there was like a Mickey head. It was like a round Mickey head with the ears, and there was a hole for the straw, and you could totally drink out of that cup. And I don't think my Mickey ears were black. I think they were pink. But I was like in love with that cup. Like that was like my favorite cup. And so when I see this, it just reminds me of like my childhood. So anyway, sorry, totally digress. But yeah, so these are just the regular ones, and then I used that bow again. So I'm using up all those bows, which is good. And then this one is that it's actually that new paper I got from Tara Shop, which is, I think she called it iridescent, but it's more like holographic paper. And this is like the pink one. It doesn't look pink here, but it is more of a pinky color. So I'm really happy with how they came out. I don't know what I'm going to use them on, but I just like looking at them. So they'll probably hang out on my desk for a while before I put them away. And then I did work on, gosh, saying so much. I did work on something for Eileen, which I will share in another video. I'm not quite done yet in packaging her, what is it called? That memory dex card. So I don't know if I'm done with it. I might add a few more things. And then I do have to work on Gina's challenge as well. And I wanted to do Brittany's one. And then after that, I have a big swap that I need to work on. So I'm going to be busy for the next few weeks. So I kind of wanted to finish off Disney in September. I don't know if I'm going to be back with any more Disney stuff. I hope to, because I still have that paper that I want to use. I just need to like figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm kind of thinking I might do the camera box that Christian had shown, that I think is really cute because you can put, well, she calls it a traveler's notebook, but you can make it into like a mini album. So after I make it, I have to see like how much room is actually in that box and like how you could adjust your traveler's notebook. But I'm not quite there yet. So I just wanted to share with you all the things that I made recently because I haven't been crafting for a little bit, and I wanted to just kind of get back into it for the weekend. So anyway, I think that's all I have right now. I'm getting tired, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.